with the beneficiaries in so many communities, and even at the executive level, the state government, the commissioners and others, and then all of them, without any provocation, that they are all very much impressed and happy with what is so far on the ground. This is not to say that we don't have challenges. There are challenges because most of the infrastructure, especially irrigation projects, are still ongoing. And for us in government, we cannot say that an infrastructure project is successful unless we say it has been commissioned, handed over to the communities, and the farmers have started benefiting from such infrastructure. And up to now, that has not happened in most of the irrigation sites, although they are mostly at the level of completion. The only site which is far behind, I believe, that of the KP zone, and as the National Project Coordinator has said, we are in the last lap. And the last lap is actually the most difficult one. So I'm urging all of us in this room to rise up, put all the necessary requirements to make sure that we complete, those ongoing projects before now, before September 2024, which is our deadline. And I also want to use this opportunity to inform this gathering that we are working behind the scene very much to see to the extension of the closure period, because that one will give us enough opportunity and enough time to see that we have completed this point compared to the glory of everybody. But this is not to tell you to relax, put in your very best, because the completion of such infrastructure projects is what will speak for all of us at the end of ATAPS. So the extension of the closure period is in the pipeline. We are hoping that it will be extended because the contracts have already been awarded, but due to the challenges of flood, due to challenges of COVID-19, due to challenges of insecurity and others, that delayed the completion of such projects, we are pleading with the bank and the government to give us a little extension to make sure that the lofty ideals and the goals for which those projects are designed are actually achieved. And we are hoping that such extension will be granted. Apart from the extension of the closure period, the government is also equally interested in looking at ATASP-2 project. This is as a result of the good tidings that we received, state governments that we have interacted at close range, the expression of interest of other states that are not participants in the ATASP-1 project, as well as the expansion of the ATAPS project to other local governments that are not beneficiaries of the ATAPS-1 project in ATAPS-1 states as of now is very much on the high side. So that's what informed us to start perceiving the idea of the phase 2 project. That has been done before, but I believe we are going to revive it and then put it forward onto the decks of the Federal Minister of Agriculture and Food Security as well as the Federal Minister of Finance, so as to see to its fruition, inshallah. We have to showcase our achievements. If we say we need extension of the closure period, we have to convince those concerned why these infrastructures are not completed. We have to bring our reasons, and those reasons have to be convincing. If we said we need ATAPS-2, phase 2 ATAPS, then we need to showcase our achievements and our resolve in order to convince those who are concerned, yes, those people have performed very well, and therefore there's a need for ATASP-2 project because of the wonderful performance that is on the ground. So I'm urging all of us here, because our names are at stake. Not only the names of others, but our individual names are at stake. You are either engineers, you are either M&E, you are either gender, you are either, it is the collective responsibility for all of us to see that, you know, we have a result to showcase anywhere to government. So to the ATASP-2 project. So therefore, I'm once again urging you to please let us work up, put in our very best, because this is the last lap. As I said in Enugu, even in marathon races of kilometers, the last 100 meters, the last 200 meters is the most difficult one, because at that level will decide the performance throughout the distance of the race. So we are at it now. As the some people will be saying, asking, so all of us will work up to make sure that we achieve, because when we pay, which we are not praying for at this time, all the achievements of the past, will not be reflected. So this is actually my urgent call and message to you. So once again, congratulations for what has been achieved so far. Congratulations for this initiative. And I'm urging you to use this very opportunity to interact across the zones where some are lagging behind. You learn how others have succeeded in their own zones, so that we all succeed at the long run. So thank you and welcome. Thank you very much.
We have looked at the project holistically and the way forward on how we are going to complete this problematic contract. We have actually identified some of the problematic contracts across the zones. In Adanyomo, we had one, that is packet 4 lot 1. In Vida Badegi, we have one, that is packet 1 lot 1. In Kano Jigawa, we have 3, that is package 2B lot A, B1, B2, B3. In Kebbi Sokoto, we had 4, the Stafanoti site and the tech site. We have set up a committee, that is the resolution committee, which we have actually provided solutions on what we are going to do going forward on this contract. The resolution committee are currently working on the document, and if the document that we have taken in ensuring that this project is completed within the time frame. So that is why I said we are not going to make any presentation, because most of the gray areas, the pain points have been discussed. So by the time we circulate the document to all, you will see the actions that we are taking going forward. But the presentation and the other actions and measuring plans that we have taken will be forwarded to the Secretariat. Thank you very much.
Good morning all. The MDC, the Director of TCU, please permit me to stand up for existing protocol. If you may recall, the E&S section carried out the mission, the bank mission of E&S to all our zones. During the mission, a lot of things were unraveled. There are certain things that we have to do if we must have ATASP-2, because that is why we're here. It's part of the discussions. Number one, since ATASP-1 started, we've never had we never had an ESMP, which is one of the very, very core documents that we're supposed to have. We've not had any E&S audit. These are the very important documents that the bank we want to see and review for any consideration for us to progress to the next phase. So we have to really work hard and achieve those items. If not, our ATASP-2 will be bleak. And there are other things that we are supposed to do during the period under review, apart from the ESLPs and audit gazetted. Because of the fear of future aggression by those that donated the property. So we should make sure that we go back to our zones, especially the ENS officers, ensure that any development of ATASP that is on a donated land or donated property, please ensure that it is properly gazetted. 2. During the mission, it was identified that some of our roads don't have traffic signs. Our hospitals don't have fire extinguishers and are not connected to potable water. Our schools, some no water, some don't have the fire extinguisher as well. Likewise, our markets. So the ENS has directed that we identify the spots on the spot identification. Go to the site, check what is absent, travel along the roads, identify critical points that need the traffic road signs. This is because, you know, like in other communities, no bombs, nothing. The speed limit is wow. They have a good road now. So they can raise their vehicles, maybe some cover 100 km/h speed, which is dangerous for our communities. So those are some of the major things that we have to do. And we are also to develop a vegetation master plan for ATASP. So each zone has to develop a vegetation plan. And we are going to invite our ENS officers for a thorough brainstorming so that all together we will develop that document together. We are going to the MPCT, we engage consultants as well to develop a policy document for ATASP-1. I know we have a PIM, but the policy document goes beyond the PIM. So it's going to be the combination of the PIM and other related human resource issues.
Very good morning, Paul, my NPC, my colleagues at the headquarters and at the zones, and other invited guests. Good morning. For procurement as a program, this year we have updated our procurement plans for ATASP-1 and NAX AP, which we submitted to the bank for clearance. For NAX AP for Anambra and Enugu State, we have also submitted bid documents to enable us to start the program in earnest, because the rain season in that part of the country will likely start in the next 3 or 5 weeks. Then we have also submitted our contract works agenda for the ongoing contracts, because some of those contracts that are yet to be completed need to be reviewed to take into cognizance the inflation of the country and the cost of materials. We have also sent a contract agenda for the agro inputs of the 5 states that was conducted last year. Because initially it was planned that they should supply 1 liter of agrochemicals, but later they were directed to supply 4 liters to each farmer. The difference between the 1 liter and the 4 liters will be paid to them once the bank gave us approval for the addenda. Then we have also submitted TOR for audit of next year, 2023. which are supposed to start most likely before end of this month or next month. At the same time, there's one zone that we are yet to provide them with hospital equipment, that is Bida Badegi. We have reviewed the evaluation and submit to the bank to enable us sign the contract. What we are waiting now is for clearance from the bank. Once we receive no objection to this our submissions, we will immediately start implementing what is approved by the bank. I say for procurement this year, this is what we have so far. Thank you. Thank you very much.
The TTM, my MPC, the ZPCs, all my colleagues at the head office and at the zones. Good morning. This presentation from accounts basically, when contracts are executed or are being executed, payments are sent from the zones to the head office. And a lot of the payments have been made. But where you see delays, the delays mostly are as a result of some documents not being present for us to send to the bank. And in some cases, the banks themselves will have some issues that will cause delays. Other than that, all payments are supposed to be made within 10 working days, and that is mostly being done, except probably for situations like in December, when the bank closed for holidays. You would have noticed that some of your payments would have taken longer than necessary, but those are the exceptions, not the rules. Then, from 2022 audit, we have finished 2022 audit. We have sent the final copy to the bank for approval, and we are waiting for their approval, without which we cannot commence the 2023 audit. So, and without that one, we cannot also apply for additional funds if we don't have approval for 2022 audits. And right now our funds are getting to a level that I'm beginning to worry a bit. But that is not to say that you not get your salaries. Certainly you get your salaries. So, and we are working on our SOEs. In fact, if not for this meeting that we are holding today, we would have been sending the SOEs today. But if we finish this meeting on time, we should be able to send the SOEs either today or tomorrow, but in case that does not happen, first thing on Monday morning, because we are checking the SOEs thoroughly. Once we send them to the bank, unlike before, they now follow these SOEs line by line. And they ask me a lot of questions. Not even the zonal people that sent it. It's me they will ask. So I mean, I have to look at it before I send it to them. So we are working on them. Meanwhile, I will enjoin all the zonal accountants and all the people that need to put in reports to the zonal accountants to have their 2023 accounts ready, so that immediately we are given approval of the 2022 external audit. We will now just commence the 2023 audit so that we can avoid waste of time. As we are aware, all things being equal, we are supposed to close by September. Don't mind all the stories, it can happen, but for us accountants, when you say this is this, we follow that rule until we are given another information officially written. So we are working on September. So thank you for listening. Have a nice day.
The TTL, the NPC, the ZPCs, ladies and gentlemen. You are aware you mandated me to go around the zones to review their books of account in preparation for the 2023 financial audit. With this regard, I stand here before you to highlight the outcomes of my visit to the zones, which covers January to December 2023. Most of the observations I discovered at the zones are similar. So therefore, I summarize them. Number one, I started with audited advances. It has been reportedly observed and reported, and up to now is reoccurring. What we mean here is that since we joined ATASP, almost everywhere in our observation, you see issue of audited advances. What the NPC is expecting from us that he don't want to be seeing these observations. Number two, incomplete retirement. Here you will see a situation whereby an advance was granted to an officer for a trip. He may either retire air ticket and he will not retire the hotel accommodation. Or you will see the hotel accommodation receipt, you will not see the air ticket. Then number three, there is an issue of unattached relevant supporting document to the payment vouchers, such as payroll, payments of receipts, bank mandate, contract award letter, acceptance letter, evaluation report, cash and invoice receipts, attendance list, back to office report, final report in the case of consultancy services, consultant supervision time sheet, pictures of different areas of renovated infrastructures before and after the renovation, etc. Number four, payment of staff claims into one person's account. You will see a situation whereby an officer will make a memo and it will be approved, which comprises claims of his colleagues. Instead of the account department to pay that money into the individual beneficiary's account, they will pay to one person's account. And this issue has been raised by the APB internal auditors. So I think there is need for us to stop this. Then number five, non-mention of officers' designations involved in a trip in a memo. At the same time, you will see a person will write a memo which comprises many officers. He will just DSA for 7 officers. Who are those 7 officers? You will not see their designations. So I think going forward, there is need for us, when you're putting a memo, you should mention the designation of officers involved in the trip. Then number 6, lack of signing payments of received by individual beneficiaries. In the course of my review, I also come across a situation whereby you will see a summons attached to the payment voucher. Names were written, amount were written, but it was not signed by the individual beneficiaries. Then number 7, payment of hotel services expenses into staff account. What is the result of us? Whenever we are having an activity that involves hiring hotel services, these expenses should be paid directly into the hotel's account, not officer's account. Then the next one is non-deduction of 7.5 baht included in service provider subscriptions. I also come across a situation whereby a service provider in his quotations, he vividly showed that his submission is VAT inclusive. But at the payment level, you will see that at the account department, they did not deduct that 7.5% VAT. Then the next one is lack of prompt remittance of payee withholding tax and VAT deductions. I also come across a situation whereby you will see a deduction was made in respect of payee withholding of VAT, but that taxes deducted was not remitted promptly. Then the next one is unreconciled bank reconciliation statement. I also come across a situation whereby a bank reconciliation statement was not prepared for some month, or it was not balanced for some month, but up to the end of December, that has not been rectified by the finance department.